Okay, yesterday I know you watched the videos on Khan Academy. These are the notes from your actual note packet. I'm not going to go through one just because they're both worked out for you. There are two ways of thinking about these problems. I know they focused on the setting the rates equal to each other. Sometimes it's easier to think about it as like rate times time equals one job, just like rate times time equals one distance. And that is the setup right here. Okay, so that's like rate times time plus rate times time, which gives you the work for this person, the work for this person. And when you add those together, it's the total one job completed, right? I know the Khan Academy videos focused on this form where it was just rate of one plus rate of the other equals the total rate. Okay, so yes, you can do both methods. When their times are not equal, it's easier to complete it the second way where it's work plus work equals the one job. So I just want to look at questions 2 and 3 with you just before you get started on your practice. So it says Paul can paint a room 2 times as fast as Jamie. Working together, they can paint the room in 3 hours. Here their times match, so it doesn't matter which method you choose. If you want to do rate plus rate equals rate, or if you want to do work plus work equals total work, it doesn't matter, okay? So Paul's faster, okay? So Paul's rate is, if we let it equal 1 over x, that means he can paint one room in x amount of hours. That means Jamie's rate, you can think of it as being half of that, or he can paint that one room in twice the amount of time, right? So if it takes Paul 1 hour, it's going to take Jamie 2 hours. If it takes Paul 5 hours, it's going to take Jamie 10 hours, okay? So following the format of the Khan Academy where you do rate of Paul plus rate of Jamie equals total rate, we can do this because those times match. They both work for 3 hours. So you get 1 over x plus 1 over 2x equals the rate for them to do it together. They can do one room in 3 hours, okay? And then from there, it's like solving a rational equation like you did last week. Now, if you look at it in terms of work, remember work, what does work equal? It equals rate times time, okay? Just like distance equals rate times time. So it's very similar to that. So if we do work of Paul plus work of Jamie, that's going to be work of the total job, and that total job is one job, right? So Paul can complete one room in X amount of hours. He works for 3 hours. Jamie can do the same job, but it takes him twice the amount of time, and he's also going to work for 3 hours. So your setup here looks very similar to the other equation. It's just the setup, the starting, like the thought process is different. This is rates only. This over here is rate times time. Okay? So they can be set up with both. And the solving process is very similar. Last week when you guys learned to solve rational equations, we got common denominators. Once those denominators were common, we crossed them off and solved. You can do that. I saw a lot of you multiplying both sides by the LCD, so that is fine too. I'll show you both ways here. If I multiply by the LCD, my LCD here is 2x, and when I distribute that, I get 6 plus 3 equals 2x, 9 equals 2x, and x equals 4.5. So that means Paul worked for 4.5 hours, and Jamie is twice that, so 9 hours. So if they did it alone, it would take Paul 4.5 hours, and it would take Jamie 9. Now, if we do what we did last week where we get that common denominator, which in this case would be 6x, you would get 6 over 6x plus 3 over 6x equals 2x over 6x, right? Here I'm multiplying by 6 over 6. Here I'm multiplying by 3 over 3. Here I'm multiplying by 2x over 2x. So that was the process of last week. And then remember what we did. Once our denominators were the same, you could just cross them off. And notice you end up with the exact same equation, okay? So I did just want to walk you through that problem, and we'll go ahead and go through number 3 as well. Just again to hear it from my side. I thought the Khan Academy, he did a great job of explaining, especially those rates. So make sure if you didn't listen to him, go back and listen. They're short videos. They're 5 minutes, I think, each. It's not too bad. But take the time and listen to it because it's good. It's good to hear both explanations. All right, and then this last one I just wanted to talk about because this is one where they don't work the same amount of time. So you do have to use your work plus work equals work. It's your only way around it. To set it up with the rates, it's technically we could make it work, but it's really complicated. So this one, just you got to think about it as rate times time plus rate times time. That gives us work of the husband plus work of the wife equals the one job, which is the total work, right? Total work is always going to be the one job that they're doing. So let's look at this. It says a husband and wife want to wallpaper their bathroom. The husband knows he can wallpaper the bathroom in 3 hours. The wife can wallpaper the bathroom in 4 hours. As they are putting up the wallpaper, the husband has to leave to work on another project. So the wife finishes the job by herself in another hour. How much time did the wife spend wallpapering the bathroom? So if you think about this, the husband, you can either call the husband's time X or you can call it X minus 1. It doesn't matter. But it does make a difference of the wife's time. If we call the husband's time X, that means the wife's time was 1 more. If you did it the other way, then you would say the wife is X and the husband is 1 less than. Okay, so it doesn't matter. The important part is that the wife's time is 1 more. So however you want to do it, it will work out fine. Okay, so with this, the husband's time is X, the wife's time is X, and what our rates are, the husband can do it in 3 hours. So his rate is he can wallpaper 1 bathroom in 3 hours. So that means in 1 hour he can do 1/3 of it. In 1 hour the wife can do, oops, I forgot the X plus 1 here. In the wife can do 1/4 of the job per hour. That would be your setup. Okay, and again, if you're looking here to solve it the way we solved it last week, to get a common denominator, it would be 12, right? So here I'd multiply by 4/4. Here I'd multiply by 3/3. Here I'd multiply by 12/12. And I would get 4x plus 3x plus 3. Make sure you distribute that. Equals 12. All over 12. And again, common denominator, just get rid of it. You get 7x plus 3 equals 12. 7x equals 9. X equals 9/7. Okay, so I'm going to round that right now. So that means that X is 1.29 hours. That's the husband's time. We want the wife's time. So always make sure that you are answering the correct question. Okay? All right. So hopefully after hearing Khan Academy from yesterday and me today and showing both ways, and just remember, just like you learned sometime in elementary school, rate times time equals distance. For here, rate of doing the job times the time of doing the job equals the job complete. Okay? All right, have a good day.